Hello, YouTube. This is 123 Creations. How you guys doing? Well, let me just introduce myself. Like I said, this is 123 Creations. This is my first official video on my channel. I have other videos from my favorite musicians, but this is my first official video. And I was inspired to do this video um, thanks to a few women on YouTube that have inspired me that are the opposite of this title, that are actually feminine women and who rest in their femininity. In particular, Tanya TKO. Please check out her channel and subscribe. She's excellent. I love her content. And buy her book as well at tanyatko.com. Um, but I was inspired by her, especially from her latest videos. So basically, I wanted to get on here and talk about masculinity in women, and more particularly Black women or women in the urban communities, but Black women. So, okay, I broke my thoughts into two sections. So there's masculine single women, and then there's masculine married women. Okay, now I'll start with just real quick masculine single women. I would like to, just briefly mention myself. I'm 29 years old. I'll be 30 in October. I'm a single woman with no children, never been pregnant. Okay, unmarried, no children, not even dating. Okay, I live by myself. And as a single woman, who lives in the inner city, um even though I as a single woman living in the inner city, I have to have a certain higher level of masculine energy just to move about, just to go throughout my day. I work, I actually do security, which is a very masculine job. A lot of times I'm wearing a suit and a tie, which is very masculine. um, I also get on public transportation. I get on the train as well as the bus, which I'm trying to, soon change that because I definitely need a car. But, moving about in, the city in public transportation, encountering crackheads, encountering, dudes following me. I had a terrible incident about maybe 2 years ago where a grown man literally threw a hot cup of coffee on my head, and my hair is shaved. I'm bald by choice. And uh, I took off. I took off running after him and, called the police, and the police got him, but he was a well known rapist in the area. So, I have to have a certain level of masculinity just to move about in throughout my day, you know. Um, I also wanted to talk about how a lot of men, they claim that they don't like masculine women or whatever like that, but they don't respect femininity in women. They a lot of men, especially in the inner city communities, it's like that you're a target the more feminine you are. And I'm not talking about crazy clothes or whatever, but the more feminine you are and the more ladylike you are, you're placed in a vulnerable position. Okay. Because you become a target at that point. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you have to have a certain edge to you where you're like, hey, I'm not tolerating your shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's a very fine line, I feel like, that a lot of single women have to balance, because it's like, you know, you are the protector and the provider of yourself. So how do you do that but still rest in your femininity out in the world? You know what I mean? So that is something that is very tricky for a lot of women to manage, and it has been tricky for myself included. But one of the things that I'm going to do, like I said, I'm going to buy a car, and when I do buy a car, I'm going to go in certain areas where there's a higher caliber of people. I'm not going to go shopping down the street. I'm not going to go shopping in my area. I'm going to go shopping in the nice area. I'm going to go shopping and I'm going to move about, you know, 30, 45 minutes out from where I live just so I can totally rest in my femininity and be in public and not feel threatened and not feel uneasy. Um, so that I just wanted to briefly touch on, masculinity in single women and why, a lot of, single women may seem like, they might have there's a certain level of masculinity with us because we're forced in that position. Okay. Um, Now I'd like to talk about, the flip side of that, masculinity with married women. Now, I feel like, just back to real quick, back to being having a masculine energy as a single woman. We have to be careful as women because, you do not want to attract a feminine man because, the law of gender, you're going to attract the opposite. You're going to attract similar, but you're going to attract the opposite. So if you're a masculine woman, you're going to attract a feminine man. And that's what a lot of black women are attracting because we're so goddamn quote unquote strong, and so quote unquote independent. And some of that is not even by choice, Now, so you get things like the woman, with kids, working hella hard, and taking care of the man. And the man is so proud of this strong black woman. Meanwhile, you could be single. You might as well be single, but a lot of women are so desperate for a man that they're willing to put up with that. They're okay with that. And we have to stop this shit. This is unacceptable. Like I said, I'm single with no kids. So I work, what I'm saying? But guess what? I'm working for me. It's just me. So I have a totally different um you know, feeling about it because it is just me. Now, if I was, working like a donkey and I had a whole man and I had children to take care of, no, 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 that's not gonna happen. I'm working a lot right now, but at the same time, me working a lot is going it's helping pay for my trip. I'm going to Kenya in October for my 30th birthday. Last year for my 29th birthday, I went to Egypt. Now, I was working a lot, but again, that money was my money and it was all for me. You know what I'm saying? So there's a totally difference there. There's a totally different energy behind me working a lot, you know. But like I said, I'm slowly cutting that shit out as well and transitioning into being more self-employed so I can more so rest in my feminine even more, But I see a lot of you know, black women who are so proud and who are so happy to, be strong and be independent, but you have a whole man at home, and I'm just trying to understand that. Um, I'm just trying to understand why is that, you know, are we not we because it's not me, are we that desperate for a man that we just want a man, so we're willing to kill ourselves, come home, take care of the kids, cook, and then brag about how we have a man, you know what I'm saying? And I just feel like so many women are doing that. So many women are you know And then bragging to other women, saying to other women, "Oh, that's why you ain't got no man," uh, as an insult. But it's like, sweetie, you don't have a man either. You are the man, but you don't realize that. You are the man and he's the woman. But we don't want to say that because that's not nice. But that's just the facts. You know what I'm saying? We have to look at the facts, like like me, as a single woman living by myself with no children, I have to be the man and the woman to myself, meaning I have to protect, provide, and nurture myself as a single woman. Now, if I had a whole husband, you know what I'm saying? Like, no, I'm not going to be out there working. I don't want to work, period. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to work for somebody, period. And, black women need to respect femininity in other black women and not look down on that and call it a handicap or call us lazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, you're resting in your feminine. You might have duties and things around the house, and that's important. That's not easy. Cooking, cleaning, taking care of your children. That's not that's a job. I mean, let's be clear, that's a job. Just because you're not working outside the home, that doesn't mean you're just sitting on your ass, not doing anything. Okay. So I don't know. I just really feel strongly about this subject because, you know, um, we're not, black women aren't loved or respected, for our femininity. We're respected, based on how hard we can work, how much we can kill ourselves. And it's beyond me at this point. I don't understand. And then we turn around and do it to each other, um, just to say, we have a man, and then, I call it, it's like the single shaming. And, it's like, oh, how old are you? Why aren't you married? When are you going to have children? Forget the quality of husband, forget if you have a qualified husband. It's just, oh man, why don't you have children? Well, I'm not married, you know. That's why I don't have children. I haven't found a qualified husband to approach me like he has some sense. But again, that's not important. It's just about having somebody in the bed with you. And I feel like we need to stop this. Um well, again, excuse me. I saw this meme that really spoke to me. It said, when he praises you for being a strong black woman, that means he's going to work you to death. Okay. And I thought that was hilarious, but true. And I feel like, you know, again, we need to calm down with, you know, priding ourselves or leading with being strong, you know, with being strong all the time. Like we need to calm down with that. We don't need to brag about how much money we have to a man. That's irrelevant. Okay? You don't, what do I bring to the table? No, all of that, no. That's not our job. You know what I'm saying? It's like this whole 50-50, you know, the woman that they really want, they're not going to ask them for half of the rent. You know what I'm saying? Because that's an insult, but we don't see that. We just want to be chosen. We just, not we, okay? Let me be clear on that. Not me, but a lot of us black women just want somebody there. And then we believe this whole biological clock, and I'm getting older, and I don't care if I'm 40 years old and I never get married, because I'd rather never get married or never have children if at the end of the day, okay, I'm going to be by myself with those children. Okay, children were meant to be had within a family. Okay, I can't create a child by myself. I need a man's sperm to create a child. So if I'm not in a union with a man, then guess what? I'm not going to have a child. Or if I get in a union with a man after the fact that I'm able to have children, well, then so be it. So be it. Then that's what it is. So I'm not in a rush because it will happen in divine time. I'm not going to push the issue. And I feel like so many women, you know, now they're pursuing the man. You know, I've heard stories um about women, I know someone, they were buying their boyfriend all kinds of shit, buying them Yeezys, and they were pursuing them and they brag about it, and it's just like, wow, that's amazing. Are we I'm not gonna be buying you nothing, okay, if you're my husband and it's your birthday, then sure, I might, I'll do something for you, but I'm not going to be buying men things to try to, convince them that I'm the one. Like, are you kidding me right now? Like, is this what we're doing, really? So, ladies, I just want to I just have just I just want to encourage us to rest more in our feminine. And if we must, exude any masculinity whatsoever, let it be because we're single and it's for our own protection at that moment. But let's get more into our femininity, not just with the looks. Yes, looks are important, and yes, get that together, but also in our mannerisms, also in um our thinking, you know what I'm saying? And not being masculine in our thinking, so if you guys like this, what I just said, thumbs up the video, share it, comment. I'd love to know what you think. And I might speak on this again because this is something that I feel really, really strong about. Like I said, it's getting out of hand, you know women, taking care of men and being so proud to take care of a man. It's really getting out of hand and we need to stop it now. Yesterday, 10 years ago, 20 years ago. And I blame feminism, but I also blame um, you know, a lot of, women who are desperate for a relationship. Women, because we hold the power. And if we keep doing this shit, then men are just going to keep doing it. So, be okay with being by yourself, you know? All right. Well, thank you guys for listening, okay? I'd love to know what you think. All right. Bye-bye.